Welcome to my algebra class. We're on chapter 8, section 3. We're going to be working with slope, which is the steepness of a line. There's a formula to find slope. It's the rise over the run. In other words, the change vertically, how it goes up and down, over how it goes across left and right. If we have a positive slope, it's like a plane going up. Negative slope is a plane going down. When we find slope, we use the formula, the change in the y's over the change in the x's. So remember, with your ordered pairs, the first number is your x and the second number is your y. So I'm going to take the change in the y's. So the change in the y's would be 5 minus 3. And since I started with this ordered pair, I have to start with it with the x's. 4 minus a negative 2. So that comes out 2 over 4 plus 2, which is 6, which is 1/3. So it's going up 1, right 3. If I want to find the slope of a line with an equation 2x plus 4y equals 6, then I need some x and y values. So if x is 0, well, that's not going to work. If x is 1, that would be 2 plus, and y is 1, that would work. If x was 3, that would give me 6, and then y would be 0. So I could find my slope by using my formula now. The change in the y's, y2 minus y1 just means one y minus the other y. So y minus 0, these are the y's, over the change in the x's. Since I started with the 1, I'm going to have to start with the 1 on this one. So 1 minus 3. So I get 1 over negative 2, so my slope is negative 1/2. Which means it's going down 1, right 2. So this one would be like a plane coming down, this one would be like a plane going up. If I have the equation y equals 2, what happens is, if I did my ordered pairs, y is 2, I get 0, 1. The change in the y's, it'd be 2 minus 2 over 0 minus 1, I get 0 over negative 1, or a 0 slope. Which means I have a horizontal line. So remember what this graph looks like. It's going through where y is 2. So it's like a plane cruising. If I have no slope, that's a vertical line. Or 0 slope is a horizontal. And no slope would be a vertical line. It's like a plane in a dive. You just don't exist. So x equals negative 3. And y could be anything. So we just put 1 and 0. So the change in the y would be y minus 0. And the change in the x would be negative 3 minus a negative 3. which gives me 1 over 0, which I can't do. It's impossible. That's why there is no slope. We can't divide by 0. So here are your 4 possibilities for slope again, reviewing. Positive slope is like going up. This one here went up 1, right 3. Negative slope is like a plane coming down for landing. Horizontal slope is like a plane cruising, and no slope is like a plane in a dive. And I have a short little video that you can watch, and some gentleman will explain it even more to you.
Hey you! Do you want to learn about slope? Yeah! That's good! Look, because slope is awesome! Let's find the slope. Let's do it! Slope is rise over run, which is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. That equals the slope. No way! Let's find the slope of these steps. A miscalculation of this slope can lead to... Let's find the slope. Remember, the slope is rise over run. Now let's get our points. Our first point, on the x-axis, we move over 10. And since we move to the left, it's negative 10, making our point negative 10, 0. And for our second point, we move up the y-axis 8, making our point 0, 8. Now that we have our points, we can do our rise over run. Our rise, the y-coordinates, 8 minus 0, and our run, our x-coordinates, 0 minus negative 10, equals 8 over 10, which reduces to 4 over 5. And we have our slope, our rise of 4 and our run of 5. Hey! Did you know that trash can forms a slope? Really? Let's calculate it. Let's do it. Our first point is 7, 0. And our second point is 30, 21. Now let's find our slope. Remember, slope is rise over run. Now let's calculate. Our rise, the 2 y-coordinates, 21 minus 0. And our run, our 2 x-coordinates, 30 minus 7, equals... I don't know. I do. It's 21 over 23. And guess what? What? It doesn't reduce! Oh my god! The slope! Yay! Slope rules!
Well, that concludes our explanation from 2 different viewpoints there. So we're ready to do the assignment. So get your paper out and open your book to page 363. We're doing written 1 to 36. So problem number 2, they want us to find the slope of the line through the given points. And our points are negative 4, 2, and negative 6, 5. So our slope is a change in y. So this is x1, y sub 1. This is x sub 2, and this is y sub 2. So it's 5 minus 2 over negative 6 minus negative 4. So that comes out, 5 minus 2 is 3, this is plus a positive 4. Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. So our slope is, bring the negative sign up, negative 3 over 2. So it's going down 3, right 2. It's a negative slope. Problem number 4, our 2 points on the line are 0, 7 and 2, 3, and we're going to find the slope. So the change in y's first, so it'd be 3 minus 7 over the change in x. Since I started here, I have to start there with the x's. 2 minus 0. 3 minus 7 is negative 4. 2 minus 0 is 2. Simplify. 2 goes into 4, 2, and into 1, 2, 1. So our slope is negative 2 over 1. So it's going down 2, right 1. Number 6, our ordered pairs are negative 4, 3, and 4, 9. So the change in y would be 9 minus 3, and the change in x, 4 minus a negative 4. 9 minus 3 is 6. This becomes plus a positive 4, 6/8, which simplifies to 3/4. This is a positive slope, so that means it's going up 3, right 4. Number 8, our ordered pairs are 6, 3, and 2 zeros. Change in y, 0 minus 3 over 2, change in x, 2 minus 6. So that's a negative 3, 2 minus 6 is negative 4. Negative divided by negative is positive 3/4. Number 10, ordered pairs are negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, negative 4. Change in y, negative 4 minus a negative 7 over the change in x, negative 6 minus negative 8. This becomes negative 4 plus 7, so that's 3. Negative 6 plus 8 is 2, so our slope is 3/2, going up 3, right 2. 12, our ordered pairs are negative 2, 7, and negative 5, 7. Change in y, 7 minus 7, over the change in x, negative 5 minus a negative 2. 7 minus 7 is 0, and that becomes negative 3, but 0 divided by negative 3 is 0. So we have a 0 slope, so it's a horizontal line. Numbers 13 through 24, we have to find the slope of each line. If the line has no slope, say so. In all of these problems, we're going to have to find 2 ordered pairs. They don't give us the ordered pairs, so we're going to set up a little chart to do that. So we need to find 2 ordered pairs that work. If x is 0, if I put in 0 for x, I get 0 minus 2, so y is negative 2. If I put 1 in for x, I get 3 minus 2, which is 1. So the change in y would be negative 2 minus 1 over the change in x, 0 minus 1. So that would be negative 3 over negative 1, which equals 3. So it's up 3, right 1. Number 16, the equation is y equals 12 minus 4x. And we want 2 ordered pairs that work. So we can find the slope. So if x is 0, 4 times 0 is 0. I would get y would be 12. If x was 1, 12 minus 4 would be 8. So now I can do my slope, the change in the y, 12 minus 8, over the change in x, 0 minus 1. So that would be 4 over negative 1, and my slope is negative 4. Down 4, right 1. Number 18, I have 2x plus 5y equals 10. I need two ordered pairs to find the slope. So if x is, say, 0, then y would be 2. If y was 0, then x would have to be 5 to get 10. So the change in y, 2 minus 0, over the change in x, 0 minus 5. So I get 2 over negative 5, so my slope is negative 2/5, down 2, right 5. Problem number 20. I have x minus 3y equals 9. Two ordered pairs I can use. If x is 0, then y would be negative 3. If y was 0, then x would be 9. So the change in y, negative 3 minus 0, over the change in x, 0 minus 9. So I get negative 3 over negative 9, which is 1/3. So my slope is up 1, right 3. (22) I have y plus 4 equals 0. Since there's no let me finish that line there. Okay. So if y was 0, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Y would have to be negative 4 for that to come out 0. So y is always going to be negative 4, and x can be anything. So the change in y would be negative 4 minus the negative 4 over 0 minus 1, which comes out 0 over negative 1, which is 0. So our slope is 0. So horizontal line going through negative 4 on the y-axis, on where y is negative 4. Number 24. We have 3x minus 5 equals 0. The only way to get 0 here is to let x be 5 over 3. And y could be anything, such as 2. So x will always be 5 over 3 to get that to be 0, and y could be negative 1. So the change in y, 2 minus the negative 1 over 5/3 minus 5/3. I'm going to get 3 over 0, can't divide by 0, so no slope. On the next page, 25 through 30, through the given point, draw a line with the given slope. So you'll need to make a coordinate plane. And I think I'm going to go back here and borrow the coordinate plane that was on this. So make a small coordinate plane for yourself when you do these problems. Number 26. plot point B, which is negative 3, 4. So x is negative 3, y is 4. And your slope is negative 2. Or negative 2 over 1, which says go down 2, 1, 2, and write 1, and you have another point that's on the line. And then connect those 2 points, and you have your line. Problem number 28. Okay, I'll do what you have to do, which is make just 2 lines here because you're not going to make a perfect grid. 28, you're going through point M, which is negative 2, negative 1, and you have a slope of 2 sevenths. So if we draw a coordinate plane and find that point, so x is negative 2, y is negative 1. Your slope is 2 sevenths, which means you go up 2 and write 7. So up 2, 1, 2, and write 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up 2, write 7. And you connect those 2 points, and that's the line. Just make sure they go through the points, kind of there. And then number 30, the point is 4, negative 3, and your slope is negative 3/5. So it's going to go down 3, right 5. So make a coordinate plane. Draw your 2 axes. And plot your point 4, negative 3, x is 4 to the right, down 3. Try to be as careful as possible doing this. Slope says negative 3/5, so we're going to go from this point, we're going to go down 3. So 1, 2, 3 down, and then 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 3, 1, 2, 3, 5 to the right. And then connect those 2 points with a line. And it's the negative slope, so it's going down. And then the last set of problems, 31 through 36, they're talking about points that if they lie in the same line, they're called collinear. And if they're on the same line, the points are on the same line, then the slopes have to be the same. So they're going to give us 3 or 4 points in these problems, and we're trying to determine, without actually putting the points on the number on the coordinate plane, whether they're on the same line. So all we have to do is check the slopes. So we're going to take these 2 and check their slope. Change in y, 5 minus 1 over 6 minus 8. So that gives us 4 over negative 2, so the slope is negative 2. Now check the slope between these 2. 8 minus 5, the change in the y's, over the change in x, 4 minus 6. That gives us 8 minus 5 is 3 over negative 2, so that's negative 3 halves. They are not equal, so they're non-collinear. Or they're not collinear, if you want to, we'll just say not collinear on these. They don't work. 34. They give us negative 3, 7. 0, 5, and 6, 1, and we're trying to see if these 3 points are on the same line just by checking their slope. So check the slope between these 2. We get 5 minus 7 over 0 minus negative 3. So So that's negative 2. Change that to addition, change the sign, over 3. So the slope there is 2/3. Now check the slope here between these 2 points. Change in y, 1 minus 5, over the change in x, 6 minus 0. So we get negative 4 over 6, which equals negative 2/3. And they are the same, so they are all three on the same line. They're collinear. And then the last problem, 36, we have 4 points, and we're checking to see if they're on the same line. Okay, the slope between these two. It's 2 minus a negative 1 over negative 1 minus 1. So that's going to be 3 over negative 2, which is negative 3/2. The slope here, 5 minus 2 over negative 3 minus a negative 1. Change that to addition. So that's going to come out 3 over negative 2. And that's negative 3/2 also. Now we have to check the last pair. 5 minus 8. Whoops, we'll keep doing it the same way I've been doing it. 8 minus 5 over negative 5 minus negative 3. Change that to addition, change the sign. So we get 3 over negative 2, which is negative 3/2. So all the slopes are the same, so all 4 points are on the same line, so they're collinear. That concludes the evens. Be sure you check the answer key in the back for the odds.